Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome back to MX vs. ATV Reflex, where today we're going to be playing a custom track, another one here on the channel, from MX Warlord. This is Panic Rev. This is an old MX vs. ATV Reflex custom track, so we're digging back into the annals of history a little bit today. I think this one's from like 2013 or 2014. It's been around for a little while, but the reason I wanted to play it today was just because there's a whole like kind of long list of these kind of wild and crazy, unrealistic, ridiculous tracks on Darkslide's website. So every once in a while I'll go back and look through a lot of these tracks and just decide, you know what, hey, I think I want to play like kind of just a fun, unrealistic track. Reflex has a lot of fun, realistic tracks that these guys are still producing for the game and stuff like that. And I think I'll probably have a couple of those track, kind of reviews or track gameplays coming up fairly soon on the channel. I want to start doing a little bit more with Reflex again. But this one just seemed like a lot of fun. It's super long, so I only need to do 2 laps. Like lap times are 5-6 minutes long, I think. And it just feels like the track just goes on and on and on. But realistically speaking, like more or less what it boils down to is this is kind of like a full speed map, if you will. There's like a couple spots where it's maybe a little bit more ideal to kind of try to slow down just a tiny bit. Otherwise, you're going like too fast. But realistically speaking, like you can almost go wide open through this entire track, carry your speed. It's kind of meant to have that feel to it where you just basically just flowing from corner to corner, jumping all the big stuff. A lot of the jumps that he put on this track too are like unique jumps. They're not just straight double, maybe a table here and there. Like these ones are like kind of step on, step off type of jumps. He's got a lot of tall whoops mixed in through them, and then just massive step ups. So realistically speaking, if you're trying to find a track to play on PC and MX vs. ATV Reflex that just has big jumps to throw whips on, this might be your one right here. This has amazing, doubles, triples, step ups, tables, so many different options of jumps, and they're all very whippable jumps. I'm quite honestly not like the flat out best at throwing like huge whips in this game. Like I oftentimes do that where I 360 all the way around. Sometimes I have the occasional really good one. But I feel like every single jump on this track, you can throw something big and just kick it out there and have a good time, which is, again, like I was saying, I like finding tracks like these, that more or less you just turn your brain off. Like it's Reflex. It's supposed to be kind of an arcade type of game. It's got some realistic stuff in it for sure, and those ones are fun, but this is also fun too. And honestly, I like that about pretty much any video game. Sim, it's supposed to be realistic, same with MX bikes, but finding big unrealistic jumps or transfers or other things like that, it's just fun to do. Like it's a video game. It's kind of supposed to have those breakable aspects of the game, if you will. And Reflex has always had this community behind it that's built tracks like this that are super fun, unrealistic, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so I wanted to bust it out and play it today. But like I said, this track is super long. I think I'm about halfway done with it. Yeah, I think this step up right here is pretty much halfway because you'll end up going to the left step up here in about 2 minutes. And the track does cross over itself a few times, so while it looks like I'm riding this like kind of roller coaster of a track, I've really just kind of crossed over the track just a couple times, and that's why it's reset me back into more or less the center of the track. See, I'm going to go back under the track again right here, and then jump back over the area of the track that I just was on. So got to just clear that step up. And then there's like this big wall kind of separating 2 different sides of the track. There's a free ride version available of this track. He made this raceable version as well, so you can get lap times. The free ride version, obviously, you can explore a little bit more and find some different areas of the map that, really, the whole map is pretty much all encompassed on this track, but you can still find some different cool hits or transfers to do in the free ride version. I just wanted to do the race version because it's very streamlined. You get an idea where the track goes, how many jumps there are, and more or less how long this track is. It just goes on and on and on. And if it was a kind of a realistic national track with slower speeds, the lap time would be huge because the map itself is just gigantic. But because it's so high speed, like I've had to upgrade or change the tuning of this Daku Moto so that the top speed is pretty much all it has. It doesn't have much acceleration because as soon as you shift into fourth or fifth gear pretty much. That's where you want to be, and you want to just be carrying that speed and momentum all the way throughout the track. The second you crash, takes a little bit of time to get yourself back up to speed. But fortunately, I crashed a pretty good spot here. It's not really a spot where it's crucial to have a lot of speed. Just got to get over to this side of the track, not go down. Dang it. Now this is a bad spot to go down. Oh, it reset me after the whoops. Okay, that's going to be good just to get a little drive up the hill to get this step up. You want to land in this embankment turn and jump out into the whoops. Bounce a little bit, but we're still not done. We are still not done, folks. We've got a good little bit of the track left to go here. The start-finish line is off to my right now. But we're still... Look at all that track over there. There's just so much space on this map. I'm always curious to know, like, mindset-wise for a guy like MX Warlord. Like, did he always intend to make this track huge, or did he start with, like, a base map and build a couple jumps and thought it was really cool that there's a couple gnarly big step-ups? Or maybe did he even kind of start with a smaller track and, like, upscaled it or something like that? To me, it seems like right from the get-go he was trying to produce a really, really big, ridiculous track. But I'm curious, you know? Like, when I built tracks in Sim, for example, I would start with an idea but almost never finish with that same idea. Like, I built a track called Lofton Bluff, for example, which is supposed to be kind of like a Glen Helen replica to a degree. But then I started adding, like, kind of unrealistic step downs and other things like that to it, and it just seemed like it made it a little bit more fun and not as realistic, obviously. Kind of a track that I wouldn't really expect to be raced in real life, but it was still a lot of fun. And that's what I mean. Like, I changed my shift or my focus when it comes to building the track, like, halfway through it. And curious, when you build a track of this scale, of this magnitude, with as many jumps as there are, when does that shift come? Like, I feel like it's probably pretty early in the process for him, because he obviously had to build a lot of big jumps. But curious. So MX Warlord, if you happen to come upon this video, wherever you are these days, be nice to know a little bit of the backstory about building this track, because this is not the only track like this that MX Warlord has built, and probably not the only track that I'll be interested in playing here in the next couple weeks for some MX vs. ATV Reflex gameplay. He's built some very interesting large tracks. So here we go, finally coming up to the finish line jump. Big triple step up here. Just landing that pocket up to the top. 7.5 minutes, about 7:23 right there. So let's see if we can go sub 7, because I did have a couple crashes. And just try to put in a solid lap with minimal crashing here, but it's so hard to do on these big tracks like this. The second you just slightly mistime something, it goes downhill in a hurry. Like, you either overjump something or case something, and before you know it, you haven't cleared the next 5 jumps in a row because of it. So it's really just carrying momentum, carrying speed. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of, you know, we've been into some Trackmania lately, and those of you that are familiar with Trackmania know that there's a thing called full speed maps in Trackmania, and you just don't want to ever lose momentum on those tracks, obviously, because the purpose of it is to more or less do it at full speed. And that's a similar feeling with this track. I feel like the second you lose a little bit of momentum, you just don't have something flowing as uniformly as it was before. It is really hard to get back up to a reasonable speed to clear everything, especially in a section where it's like straight away jump, and you're just never going to have the speed again to do it. This section would be a little bit easier to do it, obviously, because it's just turn after turn, so building speed back up I feel like would be fairly simple to do. Oh, that's not going to be good. Get back on the track. Can I still get up onto this plateau? At least slightly blitz these whoops. Oh, gruelingly slow. It's going to be a lot of my time killed right there. Trying to get that sub 7. Get the triple a little long. Doing the whip glitch a little bit here and there just to make sure I get the distance. Never, ever have I been good at judging speed in this game either. I feel like I got pretty good at it in Sim, fairly decent at it in bikes. Reflex, I feel like, is a different animal, because it just seems like there is a certain speed that jumps need to be hit at, and I never got comfortable with that feeling of needing to know what that speed was. Still not comfortable with it. Clearly, I've overjumped case a lot of stuff here. But yeah, so this is PC only. That's a question that does always seem to come up whenever I do a custom track in Reflex. A lot of this stuff is PC only. Same, Sim, MX Bikes, all these other stuff, track or games that I play with custom tracks in them are PC only. But to get it in your game, basically, it's quite simple. If you have the game on Steam, which I do, you just need to go to your program files times 86 file, I guess. Go look for Steam apps, common, and then you'll find MX ATV Reflex in there. And then you'll want to find the folder called database. And once you've found that folder, you'll just want to drop in the files that I'll link in the description below to Darkslide's website, ds19.eu. Got a lot of cool stuff there. If you're playing the Monster Energy Supercross games or MXGP games as well, he also has the paid 2021 mod part of the site over there as well. It's honestly a site that I do tend to frequent, so don't be shy on bookmarking it perhaps, especially if you're interested in custom content for PC games. Oh, just get over those whoops. Carry speed. We're going way faster through here than I was first time, so plenty of speed to get over this step up with some room to spare. So we're 3.5 minutes in. I don't know if I'm quite halfway through the track yet. I think I'm pretty close. Got to get through these sections quite clean, I would imagine. So let's make sure we check up just enough on this one to downside it. That's going to be just perfect. And then this big step up. Oh, man. Nice. All right, I thought that was going to be a little bit worse. I thought it was coming down harder. But it kind of gave me a little kick forward and just allowed me to continue. This section right here is just kind of trying to hit the whoops clean, carrying momentum. Then you want to jump up to this tabletop right here. And this is actually kind of hard to downside this guy right here. There we go. Got it a lot cleaner there. Triple up the inside out of this corner. And then turn around and step down into this berm. And jump out into the whoops. Can almost jump the whoops there. Flowing a lot better through this section than I was first lap for sure. Carrying way more speed in the whoops. Now I just need to not go off the track right here. There we go. Right on top. Land with that rear wheel down. Get the weight shifted to the back of the bike. Step up to the top of the hill. Land turned. Perfect. Perfect through that section. It's going to help me a lot here with lap times. Got 2 minutes left. And I'm about to come up to the other side of the track again, so I just got to get through this section reasonably clean. Got to downside this. Is going to be a good landing here. And then this little kick out whip. Kind of like a twitch whip, but not as turned down, I would say. And then, ooh, that was a nice one. That kind of kicked out, like glitched. I was kicked out so far. Carry speed all the way along this plateau. We're heading over there to that finish line jump. I want to get there in 7. Jump way down the hill here. Turn again. Turn again, and quad. Just kind of softly downside that guy right there. Nicely done. Coming out of this corner, you're going to triple in, land in this transition, and then kind of plop up to this guy right here. Carry tons of speed up to the top. Oh, just right over that lip. And again, another big step up. All right, we got a minute. It is down to crunch time. Got still a few more corners to get through, a few more straightaways to get through. Oh, don't go down. Don't go down. That's a gnarly little kick right there. All right, smooth double with that. And, oh, just beautifully downside that triple into the corner. I think we're going to get it. This is going to be close, but I think we're going to get it. Down to 30 seconds. Hunting for the sub 7. I went long here. No, I didn't. Okay, perfect. Perfect downside. Can I still get this triple into the corner, though? Kind of got to whip glitch it. We're good there. We're down to sub 20 seconds left. I can see it, though. I can see the finish line. We got to get this triple step up clean. 10 seconds. Oh, I'm going a little long. Don't go down. No! No! So close to the end. Oh, sub 7 was so close. A 7:01:45. If I didn't crash, I had it. Darn it. All right, well, that was a lot of fun. A little bit of action here in MX ATV Reflex today. Get the download in the description below, and shout out to MX Warlord for this awesome track from many years ago, but still a lot of fun to play. And yeah, thanks guys for stopping by, watching another video here on Start Your Systems, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.